Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17, the Out of Infinity. Last time we made a bit of a bad ending with Sara. So, we've got 4 endings left here. And I was informed that I can't get this yet. I was thinking I knew how, possibly, but it seems like I can't. So, yeah, I was thinking, don't choose, just be a butthole to Sara. I mean, I don't know if I can talk I probably can't talk any better today than I can the other day. Feeling pretty drowsy. It's 4:30 in the afternoon for once, so horrible sleeping pattern after, well, period. So, well, you guys need to know that. I don't know, but I say it. But yeah, I was thinking, be a butt to Tsugumi, and don't go with Sara when she asks. So, cause it says something about Tsugumi Sara bad ends, I thought maybe you could be completely neutral to them and get a bad ending, but I guess not. So perhaps the way I thought the game kinda worked the first time around, that you had to see all the endings and then it would unlock the final route. That might be the case. No, maybe it's Coco who he play as for the third one. I thought it was Sara for a while. Alright, so we're gonna go for Sara's good ending. And I'm going to pause it here as I let F3 do its job. And we are going to actually... Wait a second. Wait. F3. Just thought of something like that. Aha! Is this it? Okay, well, not gonna pause after all. So this time we're gonna go to Zweite stuff. Whether this makes any difference in the ending, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some sort of ending, some sort of difference, but I don't know exactly what. Let's find out. No, I thought Sara was somewhere in Zweite stuff. I didn't know why, but I was sure of it. She was probably somewhere in Zweite stuff. I knew it might be a meaningless hunch. Maybe it was our sibling bond talking to me. And very likely you're right, because you didn't seem this sure last time. Sara and I had the same blood in our veins, that's my thinking. It's probably my imagination, but it was all I had to bet on. I opened the emergency hatch and saw that water had already covered 3/4 of the corridor. Without hesitating, I threw myself in. The water flowed unpredictably, with whirlpools forming here and there. I endured the pain in my right arm and swam desperately. First I looked in the security office. There was no source of heat that looked like Sara. From there I made for the warehouse, but Sara wasn't there. I checked the merry-go-round, but she wasn't there either. Ahead of me was the elevator hall. Again, no Sara. I swam back up the corridor. Water had completely covered the entrance to the infirmary. I took a breath and dove underwater. I put my hand on the door and peered inside. And there was Sara. Sara's body heat made her stand out brightly against the cool surrounding darkness. YouTube pro tip, people. Don't eat shortly before you record. Not good. I went into the infirmary and floated to the surface. Sara looked surprised when I broke through to the surface.
少年。お兄ちゃん。
Sarah, you're all right.
お兄ちゃん、どうして？
I promised, didn't I? I told you that I would come and find you, didn't I? Finally, the roaring sound stopped and the flow of the water slowed. The squeaking and screeching of metal on metal also died down. It seemed that the flooding had stopped. There was still a little air left in the ceiling of the infirmary. It was kind of like a cup flipped upside down and filled mostly with water. Sarah and I were floating there. It looks like things have quieted down a bit. I looked at Sarah. In the darkness, the only thing throwing off a gentle aura of light was Sarah. Sarah, you alright? Besides
大丈夫。
being in a...
ちょっと寒いかな。
Besides being in a sinking tin can. Sarah forced a smile for me. Sarah, why did you come back? All you had to do was go a little more and you would have been saved.
あのね、お兄ちゃん、怒らない？
Mad? Why would I get
だ
mad?
って、
Just tell me. I thought something was strange. From the beginning, Sarah had always seemed like she had the upper hand in our relationship. But now that we knew that we were brother and sister, it felt like things had been reversed. Speaking of that, if she knew that they were brother and sister, that was a bit creepy there, that whole swimming scene with her flirting with him. It was very Empire Strikes Backish. I don't think that's actually an adjective. I made it one though. It's an adjective now. I'm submitting it to Webster. Do they cover the adjectives or just the definitions? I don't know. Now Sarah was relying on me. That is an adjective, right? Describing a noun. Like the action. Oh wait, maybe be. Whatever. Now Sarah was I can't talk. Now Sarah was relying on me like when we were kids.
あのね、お兄ちゃん、これ。
Sarah lifted her right hand. Pinched between her fingers was a shard of the mirror from my finger. Hey, it's that piece of the mirror.
途中でこれを置きっぱなしだったのに気がついたの。
So you came back for something like this?
こんなものじゃないよ。お兄ちゃんが必死で守ってくれた大事なものだよ。
Sarah, but this isn't something worth risking your life to come back for. You had the pendant anyway.
ごめんね。お兄ちゃんまで巻き添えにしちゃって。
I chose to turn back. You can't blame yourself for that.
ごめん。
After that, Sarah didn't speak for a while. Sarah? Do you think we should maybe try to get out or something, you know, instead of just floating here?
本当はそれだけじゃないの。
Huh?
外に出るのが怖かったの。
Scared of what?
外に出たらまた元のような日々が戻ってくるんだって思ったら、それ以上足が動かなくなったの。
Like it was. What are you talking about?
またライプリヒに監視されて自由も何もない世界に戻るのかと思ったら、もう二度とこんな自由を味わえないのかと思ったら動けなかった。 LeMU に閉じ込められてからみんなは何とか脱出しようとしてたみたいだけど、私は嬉しかった。どこにも監視する人もいない。私が私の意思で何でも決めていいんだって、そう思ったらすごく嬉しかった。 ライプリヒの研究所に入ってからこんな自由を感じたことは一度もなかったから。
Sarah's words left me stunned. Wonder why I had never been. I wondered why I had never thought of things that way before. So, the parents or whatever she had, she's been in custody or something? Something like that? Again, pro tip, don't do it. LeBleak had written me off early on. I figured that it was probably because the only special power I had was seeing infrared light. It's just being able to see heat, that's nothing. But Sarah was probably different. The way that she had been able to use computers. You had called her a first-rate hacker. It's probably only the beginning. After I had left the Institute, Sarah must have lived under constant observation and undergone experiments. Thinking about it then amazed me.
最初はこの事故も私の能力を試すための実験か何かかと思ったの。空が RSD だって分かった後は私の監視役なんじゃないかって疑ったりもしたんだ。でもナッキュ先輩もいたし、どうもそうではなくて本当の事故なんだって分かった後は嬉しかった。今までずっとどこにいても誰かが私のことを監視してた。高校の中ででも街に出てもずっと逃げ出そうとしても無駄だった。私は研究所に帰るしかなかった。
Oh, yeah, I was actually wondering that. How she was able to escape, but obviously she hadn't. Or did she? Perhaps this whole Ever17 thing is only a computer program created by her to trap the LeBleak to shut him down. You know? She actively hacked it into one of their computers. Sora. She brought down a main. If this is her doing, then she kind of knocked down the research institute there, underground, and the amusement park which funded them. She hacked into the RSD. She could have made all this happen, couldn't she? And the constant. It'd be funny if the game was her game that she made, where the decisions you make affect the outcome. I'm thinking way too much. Let's move on.
研究所に帰ればまた実験や検査の繰り返し。私には自由なんかどこにもなかった。だからね、私にはあの事故が嬉しかったの。そんなこと言ったらいけないのかもしれないね。みんなは必死だったんだし。でも私には今までこんな自由はなかったから。
Sarah. That was all I could say. Sarah's each and every word made my heart ache. I knew that wasn't Sarah's intention, but it felt like every word of hers was a confession to me. Of course, I had been under surveillance as well, but it had been nowhere near as strict. As long as I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, it was like there was no one there. The whole time I'd been living carefree, but Sarah had been under LeBleak's careful watch the whole time. Their guinea pig. Why hadn't I gone to help Sarah earlier? I promised that I would, but I hadn't. Of course I had tried, but everything I did was blocked by LeBleak's far-reaching influence. Still, I knew there could be no excuses. Why hadn't I tried harder?
お兄ちゃん、
Sarah was calling to me. I had been daydreaming in my own world.
お兄ちゃん、 ありがとう。
For
来
what?
てくれたから。
No, I left you there by yourself. I didn't come for you.
うん、来てくれたよ。ありがとう。来てくれて。
Sarah said this and smiled. The smile also seemed tinged with resignation.
もういいんだ。私はここで死んでもいい。
Sarah, what are you
だって
saying?
最後に自由を味わえたし、お兄ちゃんにもこうして会えたんだもん。あんな生活に戻るくらいなら、いっそこのままここで死んでしまった方がいいよ。私には今まで死ぬ自由もなかったから。
A word shot me into silence. I had no idea that Sarah's life up until now had been so hard. But, no, Sarah.
お兄ちゃん？
Don't talk like that. We're going to live, no matter what. I was about to let Sarah die here. There was absolutely no way I could let Sarah die here. If you die here, then it means you've lost to them. You're gonna live, survive, no matter what. Where has this speech been at? Sounds like a Takshi speech. It's my responsibility to help Sarah live. Sarah, let's go, I said.
どこに？
To the ocean
どうやって？
surface. We'll swim.
無理だよ、気圧が。
We'll be okay. The air pressure here has been compressed by the water pressure. We're at 4.5 atmospheres here. Even if we go out into the ocean from here, our lungs will be okay.
でも
We don't know that help will come for us. And even if it does, it might be too late. Besides, it's too dangerous for us to stay here. Listen, Sarah. We're breathing at 4.5 atmospheres. If we stay here, we are in danger of oxygen poisoning or nitrogen narcosis. He's very well learned in those. Those types of things. We have no idea how long LeMU will hold. If LeMU collapses, then we'll get dragged down with it. It's too dangerous to stay here.
ねえ、
What?
私が泳げないの知ってるでしょ？
You'll be okay. You're kind of swimming right now, aren't you? You just have to remember the lessons I gave you.
でも違うよ。今は浮かんでるだけだもん。外に出て泳ぐのとは違うよ。
Sarah, you'll be okay. Don't worry. I'll lead you. I'll pull you all the way.
そんなの無理だよ。
We can do it. Believe in your brother. I came to help you, Sarah.
お兄ちゃん。
Sarah, believe in me. Sarah clasped a pendant she was wearing around her neck. Let's go, Sarah.
うん、お兄ちゃん。
I pulled Sarah along with me and we left the infirmary. We moved from air pocket to air pocket, looking desperately for a place where the wall had collapsed in. When we finally found a tear big enough for us to squeeze through, we doubled back to the nearest air pocket. We took a number of short breaths to boost the oxygen level in our blood. And finally, taking a big breath, I grabbed onto Sarah's hand and led her through the hole and into the ocean. Interesting picture. With the walls and floor gone, for an instant I lost sense of which way was up and which was down. Soon I saw a faint light in the water above. I held Sarah under my arm and headed for the light. I desperately thrashed my legs and swam with my broken arm. The water pressure was slowly pushing the air from my lungs. Sarah's face was twisted in pain. I was in agony. Still I swam, struggling to pull Sarah toward the light. I kept kicking, believing that if I could make it to the source of the light, then everything would be okay. Even if all the oxygen were squeezed out of my lungs, I was not about to let Sarah die here. That thought kept me moving, slowly, gradually. The light was getting bigger. Sarah's arms squeezed me in desperation. Hoping to give Sara courage, I gripped her tighter with my left arm. Okay, good. She said, hopefully she doesn't read that as desperation and starts doing that swimmer thing where, you know, where you go in and you try to save them and they wind up pulling you down with them. So good. As if in response, Sara gave me a smile and started trying to swim upward. I was about to say typing to swim upward. I matched her movement, swimming desperately. Come, Sara. Let's go, toward the lights. I was never going to let Sara go again. I was never going to leave my precious sister behind again. Never again. Does he? Do they live? Do they get... Do they die? Do they drown? Shockingly enough, drowning seems to be the leading case of dying in LeMU in this game, so... Does that make sense? So, yeah, we'll find out next time. This is a bit shorter, but it's actually a pretty good ending point, so I'm doing it there. I don't know why I'm really leaning forward at. Yeah, it's probably really creepy to people. Sorry about that. So yeah, we'll find out what happens next time. Going to probably try to do these every other day now. I think I said that last time, but for now I'm going to try to do it every other day, so that way I can yeah. But anyway, I do hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall return for the next one, and we'll see this ending. We'll see the ending through. Guessing it's a good one? I don't know. There's 2 left, so I don't know if it's like Yu's thing where there's a good ending and then there's an epilogue that it also counts as an ending. I don't know. I'll have to find that out. So next time, let me go ahead and click the button. All right. Talking to myself. Nobody's actually keeping me from pressing this button to end this thing. So see you next time, folks.